Ready? Oh. Good evening, everyone. Uh, Before to start the meeting, if anyone in the audience required a headset for Spanish translation, please raise your hands and a device will be provided to you. And antes de empezar la reunión, si alguien en audiencia requiere unos audífonos para traducción al español, por favor levanten la mano en cualquier momento y se les va a proveer un dispositivo. Welcome to the Palm Springs Unified School District regular meeting at the Board of Education. Today is Tuesday, November 18, 2025. And we are so glad you are here with us, whether you are joining us in person or watching along on YouTube channel. Thank you for being part of tonight's meeting. I will now call the meeting to order. Can I get the roll call, Monica?
Member Irvin?
Here.
Member Cornett?
Here.
Member Girardi?
Here.
Board Clerk Jarrell? Board President Espericueta?
Here.
Student Board Member Singh?
Here.
Student Board Member Inting?
Here.
Thank you, Monica. Item 5B, the Pledge of the Allegiance. The Pledge of the Allegiance will be led by the ASL interpreter. Okay. Please stand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Item 5C, our mission statement. Our mission statement will be read by Palm Springs High School student board member Tracy Ted Hinton in English and Simone Cobat in Spanish. Okay. Oh, she needs one.
All members of Palm Springs Unified School District are united in our commitment to equity. We create deep, meaningful learning opportunities, build professionalism, and engage parents and community to ensure success for all students. All students graduate with the skills, capacities, and confidence needed to succeed in a rapidly changing world.
Thank you. Let's go.
Todos los miembros del Distrito Escolar Unificado de Palm Springs están unidos en nuestro compromiso con la equidad. Creamos oportunidades de aprendizaje profundas y significativas, creamos profesionalismo, involucramos a los padres y a la comunidad para garantizar el éxito de todos los estudiantes. Todos los estudiantes se gradúan con las habilidades, capacidades y confianza necesarias para tener éxito en un mundo de cambio rápido.
Thank you. Item 5D, land acknowledgement. Our land acknowledgement will be read by Mr. Clayton Hill. Thank you.
The Palm Springs Unified School District acknowledges the Cahuilla as the original stewards of the land on which the Palm Springs Unified School District facilities now sit. We are grateful to have the opportunity to work with the indigenous people of this place. We pay our respect to the Cahuilla people past, present, and emerging who have been here since time immemorial.
Thank you, Mr. Hill. Item 6 is report of closed session action. Report of closed session action. Claire and Girel, are there any closed session action to report tonight?
Board President Espericueta, there are no closed session actions to report.
Thank you. Item 7 is approval of the agenda. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
Move for approval.
Second.
Please vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Item A, board consent items. Approval at meeting minute for October 28, 2025. Can I get a motion to approve those minutes?
I'll move it.
Second.
Please vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I abstain.
Abstain.
Thank you. Motion passed. Item 9 is a special recognition. 9A, the governing board wishes to recognize and commend the following employees at the month for November 2025. We have few short videos produced by our digital media interns. Yeah.
So we nominated Coach D, our campus security officer, for his amazing care for students. And I have to share, I've worked alongside Coach D for the last few months, and what we've really focused in on is trying to teach students how to make better decisions on a daily basis, moment by moment basis, and he really knows that he's having an impact on our scholars.
So D is a fantastic employee. He has great rapport with kids. He is one of our football coaches and head basketball coach. The kids love him and they respect him, and whenever he is needed, he is always there for us.
I know that Coach D, through his own experiences and life experiences, is carrying forward what he feels would be best for students, and it really shines through in his care here at Painted Hills. Coach D, I really appreciate you. I can't say enough about all that you do, and thank you for leading the way. We wanted to recognize Ashley Robles, our front office specialist, for all the great things that she does. She welcomes our parents and students on a daily basis with a smile and shows great care and consideration. She really tries to encourage and recognize everybody and take a moment to listen to them so that she can help them out the best she possibly can.
So Ashley is just a fabulous employee who has a calm demeanor, but you don't have to tell her to do anything. She does things before you even know that they need to be done.
Ashley is a very hard worker, and for example, she also supports us on Saturday school, and she takes the time to really get to know every single student on Saturdays, and it really has an impact on our attendance. I would just say, Ashley, we really appreciate you. Can't say enough about all that you do here, and so thank you for being here at Painted Hills Middle School. So amongst all the wonderful staff that we have here at Painted Hills Middle School, we wanted to recognize Marlene Brooks for all the things that she does here. As a 15-year veteran, she's very compassionate, dedicated, and inspiring to our students, and she cares deeply about having them make academic progress so that they could be plugged in and doing really well as they continue through their career here as a Panther. And she knows that she's going to have a positive impact that's everlasting for our scholars.
So Ms. Brooks is again, a really good employee. She is somebody that cares about her kids each and every day. She is prepared. The kids love going to her, and they just want to do well for her. And it shows in her classroom.
Marlene, thank you so much for being so inspiring, positive, and helping our Panthers get plugged in.
At this time, we'd like to ask the board and executive cabinet to please make their way to the front of the room along with our student board members.
Okay.
Good job, Sean. You'll give it to Sergio after she's shaken everybody's hand. We'd like to ask our first classified employee of the month, Ashley Robles, to come to the front, please. And then you'll take it to Sergio. Thank you. Sergio, here you go. Sit here.
Huh?
El micrófono está prendido. Por si quiere decir algo.
Okay.
Ashley, is there anyone who you'd like to recognize or acknowledge today?
Well, I'm a little shy. It's my first time here. I just wanted to say thank you to all of the Painted Hills teachers, staff, principals, admin, everybody. We all work as a team, and I really appreciate the team that we do have here. Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Ashley. At this time, we'd like to ask our next classified employee of the month, DeAndre Gorey, to please join us at the front.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So thankful for that you
No,
do.
I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Man, no, it's my pleasure. Thank you. Yes, sir.
DeAndre, is there anyone in the room who you'd like to acknowledge or recognize?
Definitely. First off, I want to say thank you to Pendergraph and Lowen. I appreciate y'all, man, for everything y'all have let me do and allowed me to be myself throughout the whole school year. Also, the front staff. I would like, man, the front desk ladies, man, y'all helped me out with all the names of the kids. Also, man, even the pictures. That helps me out a lot to even get to know all of the students. My team. Man, I know one thing about it, you can't be great without the greatness of others. And my team is great. I have a good time with them. I'm happy to be with them every day. And I'm hoping to keep this on going for a long time. I'm sorry. But thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, DeAndre. At this time, we'd like to call our certificated employee of the month up, Marlene Brooks. Marlene, is there anyone in the audience who you'd like to recognize or acknowledge?
Yes, thank you. Let's see. First of all, to administrative staff, because we have a lot going on every day, and they always come through. So Mr. Lowen, Mr. Pendergraft, and Ms. Hinchcliffe. And the office staff. I think there's 100 emails a day that go back and forth, more than that, between all of us. And so they're always there to help and support, and thank you. And my daughter and my mom. So much time gets taken from them, so thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Marlene. At this time, the governing board wishes to recognize and commend the following PSUSD students for their academic excellence. Can we please have Aaron Daniel from Painted Hills Middle School up to the front?
On behalf of Aaron, I wanted to share that he has worked really hard to make improvements this year, and we really appreciate all the hard work and perseverance that he's put into becoming the person that he is.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pendergraph. We'd like to ask Richard Kohler from Painted Hills Middle School to come to the front, please.
Okay.
And on behalf of Richard's family, I wanted to share, Richard has really made huge improvements and great strides towards trying to achieve excellence as a young man. And we appreciate all of his efforts in doing so, and just really want to thank him.
Thank you, Mr. Pendergraph.
Thank you.
Next up, the governing board wishes to recognize and commend the following parent for being involved in school site activities at Painted Hills Middle School. Matthew Rittenhouse, please join the board at the front.
He's not here?
And so I wanted to share, Mr. Rittenhouse is as solid as a rock, and we couldn't do it without him. It's all about the teamwork between the parents and the school, and we really do appreciate him.
Thank you.
And that concludes our recognitions for this evening. Thank you.
Next, we move to item 10, public comments. Claire Guerrero, have we received any electronic comments tonight?
Board President Esperi Cueta, we have not received any electronic comments.
Thank you, Claire Guerrero. In-person comments. All comments are to be directed to the board, be under 3 minutes, and shall be devoid of any personal attacks. Members of the public are expected to maintain a professional, courteous decorum during public comments. Board members do not respond to public comments. Do we have any member of the public who wish to address the Board of Education? No? Okay, thank you. Item 11, a student board member report. Our student board member report will be presented by Sarah Singh and Tracy Ted Intin. Up first, we have Sarah Singh from Desert Hot Spring High School.
Good evening, everyone. This is my district board report for the month of October and November. So first off is my agenda. This is what I'll be covering today. And we're beginning with general updates, which goes over new merchandise, Homecoming Spirit Week, Homecoming Dance, and our Homecoming Parade. Our Desert Hot Springs High School has new Golden Eagle merch. To show off our Eagle pride, we designed new hoodies and sweats perfect for the winter season. These have been extremely popular, being worn everywhere on our campus. With the help of some amazing students on campus, our USB organized a photo shoot to showcase the new merch. Students are able to purchase these in the student store. Transitioning to our Homecoming Spirit Week, themed Star Wars. In the photos displayed, you can see students and staff dressed as Star Wars characters. The creativity was incredible with the costumes on campus. Students also had the opportunity to participate in a costume contest during lunch, with the best dressed winner receiving a Star Wars themed gift basket. Adding on to our Homecoming Spirit Week, to hype up the much anticipated homecoming dance, parade, and football game, USB held a tug of war lunchtime activity during lunch. Starting off with the Golden Eagle football team versus our outstanding cheer team, the competition gathered many together and brought the hype for homecoming. Now the most anticipated night, let me play the video. Our homecoming dance with an amazing DJ, free desserts, and a free photo booth. Students made unforgettable memories. Local food trucks were invited to sell at the dance. It was an amazing night with tons of good feedback. Leading up to homecoming, we had our first ever Homecoming City Parade. Our classes created floats that were displayed in the parade. The freshman theme was Star Wars mutants/animals. The sophomores were Star Wars droids, the juniors were the Star Wars light side, and the seniors were the Star Wars dark side. They worked extremely hard to make the floats, and they all came out amazing. Our neighboring elementary and middle schools participated as well, and our amazing clubs on campus. Once again, thank you to the board for participating in our parade, and we hope to expand it more in the future. Moving on to our sports updates. Our homecoming football game was packed with the stands filled and so much spirit in the crowd. To follow our Star Wars theme, our USB made Yoda ear headbands for people in the crowd to wear. We also passed out glow sticks as lightsabers. During our halftime show, the Queen was announced. Our MCJ ROTC guides the nominees and aids them with the performance. Congratulations to our winner, Destiny Leitao. This is Destiny Leitao, the homecoming queen winner. Moving on to our fall sports. With our fall sports coming to a close, these amazing Golden Eagles were selected as Athletes of the Month. Athletes of the Month were rewarded with a certificate for their excellence in their sport. Our homecoming senior night highlighted all the seniors, having them walk out with family and friends and sharing their plans after high school. It was an emotional night for football, yet exciting as the stands were filled with spirit and cheers. Following this game, our football team continued to CIF, playing against Woodbridge High School. Although our team did not advance to the next round, they still fought with their all, keeping a close game until the end. Moving on to our events on campus. Our Friday Night Live group attended a conference that was held on our campus, inviting all FNL groups throughout California to participate in workshops to learn more about the importance of advocating against drug and alcohol abuse. Going on to our fall play, our award-winning Desert Hot Springs High School theater program presented The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime Play, having 3 extremely successful shows. As the fall play is now completed, they are working on the next play, which is Disney's Newsies. Auditions are being held this week, open to DHSHS students and elementary and middle school students. Our MCJ ROTC celebrated the Marine Corps' 250th birthday celebration. The celebration held in the gym was open to family and friends to attend, showing the traditional cake cutting ceremony and other traditions. DHSHS Club de Español hosted a celebration for Dia de los Muertos during lunchtime, with performances by our Baile Folclórico and a musical performance by some of our amazing Golden Eagles. Students were able to play loteria and other games during lunch, as well as purchase many items to celebrate Day of the Dead. Our Public Safety Academy practiced their CERT training to learn about what to do in natural disasters. The CERT team responds to emergencies in Riverside County. The team trained our DHSHS cadets on how to handle major disasters and search and rescue. Our surrounding schools. Bella Vista Elementary School held its fall festival, which included trunk or treats and giving out candy. Many vendors were present, selling food, desserts, jewelry, and much more. Our Desert Hot Springs High School USB students volunteered at the fall festival and helped run the carnival games. Cabot Yerxa Elementary School also held a fall festival with the trunk or treat style, encouraging students to dress up and have fun in the Halloween season. Two Bunch Palms Elementary students with perfect attendance were recognized and rewarded with brand new water bottles to show off and stay cool in the desert heat, promoting attendance and excellence in the early years of school. And our Eagles that are taking flight. Our Golden Eagles have been traveling to new places to learn new things to bring back to our campus. Our Desert Hot Springs High School barber class students traveled to Coachella Valley Barber Fest and learned new valuable skills and tips on cutting hair. Continuing to travel, students visited the Inland Empire Trade Convention, where they learned the different trade programs that are available to apply to. We are extremely proud of these former students who enlisted in the Marines. We can't wait to see the amazing work that they do for our country. And lastly, the upcoming events. Our USB leadership class travels to Disneyland for their annual CATA conference, where they participate in various workshops to learn about what other schools are doing and what they can take away and apply to our campus. And that is my district report. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. And up next, we have Tracy Ted Inchin from Palm Springs High School.
Hello. Hope you guys are having a wonderful night. We were definitely really busy this month, and there's a lot to get to. So here's my presentation for the month of November and a little bit of October. So on the agenda today, we have our homecoming recap, our fall sports conclusions, our college and career preparation, our theater productions, and the upcoming events that we have planned with ASB. So first of all, I wanted to thank all of you guys for the amazing homecoming week experience that we had. You guys were there for the parade, and I really appreciated that. We had a lot of participation from all of our clubs, our sports, and other schools as well. Just a few of the schools that came and some of the sports that came. Our volleyball team came. Our Spanish Honor Society came, Raymond Cree came, Cielo Vista came, and many more that participated. And overall, it was a really great event. I hope you guys noticed that we had banners on both sides of the cars. So that was something really fun, and it really made for a great time. I hope that was the same for you guys. And our homecoming game, that was great. We won that, and our dance was electric as well. We had around 700 to 800 tickets bought, and that was really great. We had a lot of participation for our homecoming week. Up next is our fall sports. Our tennis team, our girls tennis team specifically, they finished up their season with matches in Indian Wells at DEL finals. I was able to attend their senior night, and that was amazing. I'm so proud of the progress that they made throughout the whole season. Our golf team also enjoyed their senior night, and our volleyball team also had a great playoff game. They came up short. They were short 1-3 in a Division 5 playoff game, but they played their hearts out, and they did great as well. Our water polo team is also finished with their season for fall, and they had a great season as well. Congratulations to all of those boys, and congratulations to all of these sports. They had great years. I saved football for last because that one was very fun. It was very interesting. Olivia might say something different, but for me, we had a great time. We finally brought the trophy back home. We defeated Rancho in the Ramon Road rivalry. Let's go. And Olivia was there and she handed off the trophy to us. But all jokes aside, it was really a great time. It was great to see Olivia again. Yeah, and there was sportsmanship from both sides. Even though I make a little bit of jokes, we still had fun and it was really just a good time. And yeah, it was great. I also wanted to highlight the amazing job that our school is doing to prepare me and our seniors for the next stage in our lives. It's coming up soon, and our school is definitely acknowledging that. Our AVID class, they are just one example of the things that they do. They've already gone on a trip to 2 colleges just to help our students kind of see what to expect at colleges, and they're really preparing our students for the next step as they transition on. Additionally, our counselors are amazing. So our counselors are constantly offering support, and they're helping us for our applications to college, and that's great because even for me, it's coming up. I'm applying as well, and it's just good to have the counseling on our side too as we go on and move to the next stage in our lives, and I wanted to highlight that. Next up is our own theater company and the work that they've been up to. They participated in our homecoming parade. They worked jointly with Buddha Bullying. They worked with them to produce a play that was shown to all of our students throughout the different periods. And recently, they've also put on a show encompassing all of their theater classes, and it was about mimes. They lip synced, they acted without speaking, and it was really something great too. And I'm certain they'll keep it up. They'll have another play coming up soon, but it'll be later in the year. But they're doing some really great stuff. And I also wanted to highlight 2 of the students that we have that are enrolled in our MTU, or not our, but MTU, the Musical Theater University. They are doing really well there too. They've been in some shows I think you might recognize. They've been in Little Woman as well as Little Shop of Horrors. They're doing great too. And yeah, our theater company is doing amazing. Last but certainly not least, me and my ASB have been busy with a lot of events as well. So we hosted a costume contest on Halloween, and we've been doing our best to host some fun activities. We're banking on a win this week for our football team. If you don't already know, our previous 2 games were at home, so they play away this week. And hopefully if they win this week, we might be able to host the championship game at our school, which would be overall just electric, and that would be really fun. I saw Leslie at our football game, so I included that on there. And we have a movie night planned for December 5th, as well as our big event, which is in January, is our Wonder Formal, which is at the Tram. I won't be presenting until January until then, so it's we're having it on the 24th of January, and that'll be something really fun that we're planning for. And yeah, that's good. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Tristan. Next item is item 12, presentation. Item 12A, educational services update OE10.
Thank you. This evening, our educational services update will be provided by our Director of Mental Health Services, Danielle Esquivel, and she will be presenting information and data from our Universal Mental Health Screener, as well as some updates around our wellness centers.
Good evening. Thank you. So in October, we administered our Universal Mental Health Screener to our secondary sites. And so I wanted to provide some updates on that and then what our next steps are after that. We started with the mental health screener several years ago as our services grew, as we expanded our services, because we wanted our students to not louder. We wanted to make sure that our students are that we are identifying the students that have needs. Statistically, 50% of lifetime mental health diagnoses begin to present symptoms before the age of 14. And so we want to make sure that we're addressing those needs of our students. We want to target the support to those students with the right services at the right time. And we want to prioritize our resources within the district. We want to ensure that those resources are used efficiently and that we're prioritizing them based on our student need. And then we also want to track the data that we're gathering. We want to be able to compare from year to year. We want to be able to look at what our students are, the progress that they are making, so that we can better prioritize those needs. So we administered this brief confidential survey about feelings and behavior for our secondary sites, grades 6 to 12, in October. We also piloted an elementary version at Della Lindley Elementary this year as well, and we're still working on some of that data. The survey for our secondary sites covered 8 different topic areas, which are mood, anxiety, trauma, ADHD or executive functioning skills, relationships, anger management, development, and stress. And each one of our scholars was given an overall score for the screener, and then also a category score for each of the categories. In general, the higher scores were associated with higher need for mental health needs. And then they were divided, each of the scores were divided into a need for either no intervention, lightweight intervention, or therapeutic intervention. These are some of the sample questions from each of the different categories. And you can just kind of see where some of those are addressed. So stress, is it hard to ask for help from others? Do they know where to find help? Relationships, addresses relationships with peers and with family relationships. Development targets some of the developmental stages or some of the developmental needs of adolescents. We had a total of 6,650 responses from all of our sites. 79% of students scored could benefit from some sort of lightweight intervention, and 20% of our students show signs of needing some sort of therapeutic intervention. And that is a score in at least one category. It's not across the board. It's that they scored in those scores in at least one of those 8 categories. This is pretty consistent with overall national statistics for mental health needs as well. And some students scored lightweight in some categories and therapeutic in other categories, so they might benefit from intervention on different topics in different ways. But the total students with intervention needs in at least one area, so one of the 8 scores, was about 74% of our respondents. The most prevalent need area that we saw was in relationships, that over 50% of our students scored in one of those categories, in a lightweight or therapeutic need category for relationships. And then female students were presenting with higher needs, slightly higher needs than male students. These are our different topic scores and where our student population fell within that. Our top needs, again, relationships, anxiety, and stress were our top 3 needs. And if you, in this graph, our dark blue is our students that scored in that therapeutic need area. The middle blue is the students that scored in the lightweight needs area, and then the teal color is the students that scored with no intervention needs. We have seen some successes, however. Our top 3 needs are the same top 3 needs that we saw last year, but our relationship numbers decreased about 2% from 58% of our students having some sort of need in relationships to 56% this year. Our anxiety needs decreased fairly significantly. Last year, our anxiety needs were at 41% of our respondents. This year, 34% of our respondents had some sort of need in anxiety. And then our stress needs, again, have decreased about 5% from 57 to 52%. So we have seen some success in some of our interventions. Yes?
Thank you. I'm just curious, anger management, therapeutic is 1% and lightweight is 9%. Does that correlate at all to some of the violence we're seeing on our campuses?
You know, when we have these discussions on campuses, one of the things that I do point out is that the questions in anger management tend to, these are self-reported scores. So these are, the students need to identify some of their own needs. And so with anger management needs, I think sometimes there is some insight that's necessary to be able to self-identify that. So a lot of times our anger management scores are not always correlated with some of the behavior needs that we see on campus.
I have another quick question. All services provided by the school district, the student have to follow up with the prepaid insurance
In terms of the information from here, yes, we follow up with all of the students.
But no, if they have extra support from outside, from
Yes.
did they have it?
Yeah, we'll coordinate with those
Coordinate
services if
for-
necessary.
for
Yeah,
both,
mhm,
yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
I got another question for you too. It looks like there was around 6,600 students. Do you have the numbers from last year?
I don't have them offhand, but I can absolutely provide the numbers from last year.
Okay. And so are we kind of gonna monitor how many students we are getting to participate in the surveys?
Yes, yeah, we actually have a target. Typically, our target is about 75% of a response rate, which we hit that target this year. So.
Okay. Thank you. One more question.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
So what age level are these students that you guys are asking?
They are grades 6 to 12, so roughly from about age 11 or 12 to 18. So.
Have we thought at all about getting students who are a little bit younger?
Yes, we actually piloted an elementary version of the screener with a campus this year. It was just rolling out, so it was just really a pilot to see kind of how it would work, what kinds of results we would see, those kinds of things. The screener that we use for our secondary sites it utilizes clinical measures that have been clinically validated for this age range, and so we're working with Daybreak to be able to use measures that are validated with the younger age range as well.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So these are our therapeutic needs by campus, and you can just kind of take a look at what some of our campuses are presenting. Again, the lighter blue is those students that have lightweight intervention needs, and then the darker blue is students with some of those therapeutic intervention needs. Our middle schools tended to have higher therapeutic intervention needs, and our high schools are tending to have kind of a higher proportion of lightweight intervention needs. We do have one middle school that had some technical issues, and so we weren't able to administer during the window. They administered about 2 weeks later, and so we're still waiting for their data as well. So our next steps for what we do with some of this data, we meet with each of these campuses and review the individual campus data with the counselors and with the administration. And we look at the individual student level results, and then we also look at the school level results. And we utilize that data for planning for Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3 interventions. So when we look at some of these overall trends, we are considering what kinds of Tier 1 interventions would be useful to address some of the higher needs that we see. Again, when we have 50% of a student population experiencing issues with stress or with relationships, we want to ensure that we are making that accessible to all of our students so that they're able to gain some of those skills. We also do things like cross-reference this data with some of their academic data so that our scholars can also see, so that we can also make sure that our scholars are getting that support for their learning needs as well, so that those two are congruent. The teams meet with the individual scholars who are showing some therapeutic intervention needs and meet with them about what the results are, what they feel like their needs might be, and then make plans for those services as well. And then again, we continue to actively engage our scholars and our families through community events, communication, and supporting knowledge and access to services, and really working on breaking down some of the stigma surrounding some of these kinds of needs.
I have a question. How are parents notified of the survey results?
We meet with the students and work with them through what their service needs might be, and then work with the families at that point.
And then our parents, are they involved in any of the interventions, or do they have to approve it, or how does that work?
So students over 12 are actually able to consent for services themselves, but we always encourage families and students to be involved in the services together. Clinically, you know, it's helpful to have that home support and that school support. And so even when students are a little bit hesitant to involve parents, the clinicians will work with them to ensure that that we're meeting their needs in both ways.
And are most of the services provided during the school hours?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Are most of the services provided during the school hours?
Yes, most of them are provided during school hours, but we do we do have family sessions and those kinds of things that are conducted, you know, outside of the school campus and sometimes outside of school hours as well.
Okay, thank you.
Depending on the need. We also are able to provide, through our partnership with Daybreak Health, we're able to provide telehealth services for students who may not be able to take that time out of the school day or may need some additional assistance outside of school as well.
Do we have very many students in telehealth services receiving counseling, or?
We do, yes. A lot of students prefer in-person services, but there are students who maybe their schedule doesn't quite fit, and we also are able to provide space on campus if that's something that they prefer as well.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right. One of our tasks has been to really make sure that we are able to sustain the services that we're providing. As we've grown, we've seen the need to blend a lot of our different funding sources so that we can maintain the level of service that we're providing for our students. So to be able to provide these services across all three tiers, we have multiple grants and billing systems throughout all of our different services. We've been working with the school-based health incentive program, which provided $5.2 million of support for wellness centers and drug and alcohol counseling for our students. The Department of Health Care Access Grant, which is $540,000, supports our certificated wellness coaches, which is a new certification through the state, and that's providing 6 positions as well as supervision for those positions. Our school-based mental health grant has provided $400,000 of support for 3 school-based mental health therapists, as well as to expand our intern program and supervision for those interns. We also received a capacity grant of $785,000 supporting wellness coaches, billing specialists, and insurance specialists, the mental health screener, our new electronic health record system, wellness center supplies and technologies. And then our specialty mental health contract with Riverside University Health supports 6 of our mental health therapists, and we bill about $1 million in services annually through that contract as well. Our wellness centers have grown significantly as our program has grown. They really serve as a hub for our mental health needs on campus. Our scholars can visit a wellness center for any variety of reasons, whether they need emotional support or they have academic or behavioral concerns, social challenges, or for crisis or safety concerns. They're all staffed with wellness coaches, counselors, and mental health therapists who can provide interventions at the appropriate level for that particular student's needs. Visits to these wellness centers are tracked, and our scholars receive follow-up and coordination from those teams as well when they visit the wellness center. We currently have wellness centers on 12 campuses, and then we have wellness centers planned in 2026 for Rio Vista Elementary School, Painted Hills Middle School, and Cathedral City High School. Our existing ones are Nellie Kaufman Middle School, Desert Hot Springs High, Rancho Mirage High, Palm Springs High, Raymond Cree Middle School, Cielo Vista, Della Lindley, Bubbling Wells Elementary, Vista Del Monte Elementary, Desert Springs Middle School, Catherine Finchie Elementary, and Mount San Jacinto High School. As our services have grown and as our wellness centers have grown, we've seen the need to really coordinate a lot of the services that our students are provided. We want to ensure that they're receiving the right services at the right time. And so we have developed what we call our COSS teams, which is our coordination of services teams. We're developing them on campuses to coordinate those student needs and services. The teams are made up of administrators, counselors, teachers, mental health staff, attendance team members, and other student support staff who come together to ensure that every student has what they need to succeed in and out of the classroom. The teams will review and discuss student referrals. They assess the student needs and identify their strengths and challenges, and develop and implement support plans for students. And then once those things are in place, we coordinate the services amongst school staffs and, if needed, a community partner. We connect students and families to the appropriate resources, and then we also work to monitor the student progress and adjust the supports that they're receiving as needed. And we track the data within these teams to inform our decision making and to improve our outcomes. So our Tier 1 interventions are focused on universal prevention and promotion of well-being for all of our scholars. Some of those interventions include our peer mentoring groups that promote social support and positive peer connections, such as on several of our campuses we have wellness ambassadors who work with our wellness coaches and our therapists to promote well-being on campus, attention to mental health issues, and provide support to their peers that have additional needs. We also provide classroom guidance lessons with social emotional learning integrated into all lessons, early identification and screening, mental health awareness education, such as school-wide campaigns for suicide prevention, substance misuse prevention, and Mental Health Awareness Month, and then staff professional development and awareness. Our Tier 2 interventions are more targeted interventions, and they include short-term individual counseling, short-term skill-building groups such as anger management, social skills, healthy relationships, family dynamics, to address some of those lightweight needs that we're seeing on some of those surveys. We also provide crisis response and intervention and psychoeducation workshops such as our Wellness Wednesdays that a lot of our campuses do through the wellness centers. They provide time for students to come during lunch, during breaks, to come and learn about different topics, have different activities, just to promote some of the education around wellness. And then, of course, our peer counseling and mentoring programs. Tier 3 interventions are more intensive individualized supports offered to our scholars. That includes individual therapy, case management and coordination, small group therapy on topics such as anxiety, grief, and trauma, crisis assessment and intervention, and then collaboration with specialized services such as psychiatric services, or if needed, referrals to higher levels of care. So that is an overview of where we are at and some of the data that we have. Thank you. Are there any additional questions?
Question? Yeah.
Danielle, in counseling and providing services, and I heard the word services a lot, the documentation that is scribed or taken by the counselors or intake or whatever teams, how does that work? Is there a database, or how? I just wonder about this nuts and bolts behind the scenes.
Sure, that's actually been one of our really big projects this year. Is we have a new electronic health record system that all of our therapists, our wellness coaches, our counselors, school psychologists are all documenting these services within this electronic health record system. It's a part of our bigger child and youth behavioral health initiative, where we are able to receive reimbursement from insurance companies for the services that we're providing. And so we have launched that with all of our service providers. And so it's a great system because it allows us not only to document, but also to collaborate within that system so that we can see the flow of what our scholars' needs are and who's providing what services.
Oh, that's excellent. And I'm a parent, and I want to see my child's progress or see some of those records. Is that possible for a parent to request that? Do they have to request it 24 hours in advance in writing?
They would need to request it through student services. There are some caveats to that. Some of the more clinical information does have some legal protections built into that, and usually that's a little bit of, a conversation with the parent and a conversation with the student about what can be disclosed, and also clinical judgment on the part of the therapist too. Yeah.
No, that was
If a parent wants services for their child and they weren't identified through the survey, how would they go about requesting services?
They can either talk with their student school counselor, who can submit a referral, or they can also submit a referral themselves through the mental health department website. There's a parent referral tab on the mental health department website where they can fill out the request. It comes to our office, and then we reach out to gather some more information and direct the student to the right resource.
How would parents know about that process?
So we talk with all of our scholars, all of our counselors. We're also partnering with other departments within the district, the Family Engagement Center. We attend a number of back-to-school events and Family Engagement Center events to be able to reach out to parents and families so that they know about what resources we have available.
I just think we have so many great services, and hopefully our parents know about them. So
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you.
More question? No? I'm good.
Thank you.
Next item is item 12B, reprographic Warehouse Department Update OE 12. Mr. Simmons?
Thank you, Mr. Espericueta. First, I would like to thank Danielle. That was an excellent presentation. And I'd also like to thank Laura Musso and her department for their, like you said, we have a wide array of mental health services, and that's all because of their blended system of funding and getting the grants and the Medi-Cal billing and so forth. So she's doing an excellent job. In fact, I encouraged her to apply for to do a presentation at CASBOCon, and she did apply, and she was accepted to do a presentation there. So that's look forward to seeing that in April. So great job to the mental health team and Laura Musso's team. Now I'd like to introduce Director of Purchasing, Celine Ahumada Terada, to give an update on a couple of her departments anyway, warehouse and reprographics. They're doing an amazing job, and I think you'll enjoy this presentation.
Hello, everybody. So as you mentioned, I'm the Director of Warehouse and Reprographics. And what I hope to accomplish with this meeting or with this presentation is to give you a little peek behind the scenes at what each department does, kind of get you into the nitty gritty of how we get from point A to point B, and it's not all just magic. One of our big things is our goals and our mission. These two departments specifically, we have three main goals, and we approach all of our problems with this. Our first goal is to ensure that students have access to essential materials and supplies exactly when they are needed. Does us no good to have everything we have and then it arrives late. The second is to maximize the value of the district resources through responsible management. We have a lot of resources that we want to get the most out of. And so that is going to be our approach whenever we see any kind of issue popping up in our vicinity. And third is to build effective partnerships through clear, consistent communication with all of our district sites. We want to be a good partner to all of our sites and to all of our departments. So with that, I'll go ahead and start with warehouse. So we have our department overview. We have Jonathan Bowman as our warehouse supervisor. We have Hector Mataramos as the warehouse assistant 2. We have Matt Sloan as our warehouse assistant 2 as well. Raymond Magana, also warehouse assistant 2. And Josue Reina as our warehouse assistant 1. One of these is new. So our day-to-day receiving and delivery, what we do is we check in the product to clear it for payment. If we ordered something, we want to make sure that we get it, and we're not going to pay the vendor until we have verified that the item is here. Second is we inspect it for any damaged or missing pieces. We flag potentially hazardous items. We understand that a lot of the items that we buy come from a warehouse. The boxes may all look the same, and perhaps it has happened. We order toys and we get shrapnel. We don't want to do that, so that's one of the main things that warehouse does is if we see something that doesn't look right, we flag it as a potential hazard. And we also deliver, so once everything has been cleared, we deliver the items to our sites and to our departments. And we also serve as the district's logistics hub. If we have big pieces that need to be moved around, more than likely our warehouse team is going to be involved. So additional service offered. We have staff moves to other campuses. Sometimes during the summer, our teachers move from middle school and elementary, and so our warehouse team does that. We do furniture and equipment relocation. We also do secure document shredding. We do metal recycling, e-waste disposal, and at the end of the year, when you have archived records, we pick those up and we put them in storage. So furniture and equipment surplus, you will probably see this pop up in the agenda items. We will bring something to the board that says these need to be surplus. What does this mean? Well, when equipment or furniture is no longer needed at a site, the first thing we're going to do is look at opportunities to reuse it internally. If the items are still under warranty, we give it to the manufacturer so they get refurbished, and then we offer it to other district sites. Maybe the elementary school doesn't need it, but maybe a middle school could use it. So after repairs, the items are listed in our PSUSD's Furniture Depot site that is accessible only to district staff. And it looks like this. It's at psusd.us/warehouse. I usually send out a bulletin whenever we get new items in to the principals to let them know we have new items in. Is there anything at your site that you would like to use? And when they click on this button, this is, as of a week ago, this is what we currently had available. I checked this morning, we only had the chairs available. So people are using it, which is very good. And it works just like eBay or Amazon. You click on whichever one of these you like, you put it in your cart, you hit submit, it goes through approvals. The principal is gonna be the one to say, yes, you can have that. And then it'll generate a work order, and our warehouse will just look at the work order, pack it into the truck, and go and deliver it. It is free, it is easy. We try to make this as streamlined as possible so that we can get more use out of our resources. Now, surplus and discard, there are some things that can't be used internally. We have tried to offer some items, and maybe they'll just sit there and nobody really likes them or nobody really wants them. So we're not just gonna throw those away. We're going to do the best of our, use our resources as best we can. So we're going to be auctioning those into our PSUSD GovDeals account. Before we do that, we will come and take it to the board and say, we would like to discard these. And you will probably get a list from us, and it'll specify what we're getting rid of. Once we get approval from you, they will be populated into this account, and it works same as eBay. Any member from the public is able to go in there and bid. Once the bid is done, they're able to come and pick up the items, and the district gets some money back from those discarded items that would have otherwise been taken to the dump. Now, there are cases when even then, people will look at what we have and say, no, thank you. We do not discard those. We do not throw those away quite yet. If it's made of metal, it can be recycled. We will recycle it. If it's technology, our ETIS team more than likely already flagged it for destruction, and our e-waste recycler will buy it from us. And then anything else that we cannot get any more pennies out of, we will be discarded per ed code. And that could mean destruction, or that could mean being taken to the dump. So when we talk about saving the district money, we look at our warehouse stores as a way to do that. All of our required PPP items are available through the warehouse store. We have vetted these items. We have compiled a list of what's required, working with our PSUSD Health Services Department. They look at the quality, they look at the requirements, and they make sure that we have exactly what we need. This is provided free to our staff via the stores. We also purchase paper in bulk for reprographics. And as you can imagine, the price of paper for a truck is a lot cheaper than buying 5 reams from Office Depot. So what we do, we don't just purchase for reprographics, we also we request a couple more boxes, and we make that price available to our school sites through our stores page. So they're paying the repro, bare bones, truckload price, even if they're just buying a box. So we figure that this is a good way for us to use our resources, use a little bit of our leverage to ease some of the burden on our school sites.
Pardon me, you say
Yes.
they are paying. Are you referring to the teachers are paying, the site budget's paying, who's paying?
Well, the site budgets are paying. A lot of the times they would buy these through Office Depot, Southwest, and they would buy them retail.
Yes.
And so what we're trying to do is make that cost a little less extreme. And we do that by, buying in bulk essentially and using the contracts in our disposal.
So if I'm a high school teacher and I'm working with 170 students every day, and I need more paper. Can I buy it from you, the warehouse, or?
You know, that would be an interesting thing because this is mostly done by our school sites through their funding.
Right.
And the school sites are the ones who determine how much paper each student or each teacher gets.
Right.
So what they would do is they would go and talk to their admin and say, I need additional paper, and the admin would purchase it that way.
Mm-hmm.
We don't make this available to the public because this is a contract for the school sites.
Mm-hmm. And or staff. Staff is considered public?
Yes.
Okay.
So speaking of repro, we have our 3 repro team. We have Michael Sloan as our interim reprographics supervisor, and I'm happy to announce that these last couple days we did interviews, and he is now our permanent reprographics supervisor. We also have David Monet, that's the male reprographics technician, and we have Seth Cifuentes, who has been our longtime sub doing male and reprographics technician as well. So a big thing that our repro team does is curriculum and consumable books. Repro has worked with Ed Services to acquire printing licenses as part of the book adoptions. That is a very big thing because that means that we are allowed now to print our own curriculum books versus purchasing them off the shelf from the manufacturer. It makes a big difference. So this is an adoption done in 2022, 23. And we have the final numbers for those so we can make a comparison. If we had actually purchased the adoption as listed by the manufacturer, by the publisher, it would have cost us $424,865. If instead we print all of those items here, we are only paying for the ink and the paper. And that cost is $6,599.50. So the license was provided at 0 additional cost. So that means that we were actually saving $418,265.50. That is a big chunk of money. And not only that, but print on demand provides us flexibility. There's no upfront cost. We don't have to pay a vendor. The materials are printed as needed. So let's just say maybe the curriculum shifted a little bit and certain school sites aren't going to be using it. We're not in the hole having bought those items already. So it saves on storage, so we don't need to warehouse it. It reduces waste because we don't order more than what we need. And we don't have to go through the process of maybe we can get a refund or maybe we're locked in. Or if anything is obsolete, maybe we are kind of having to be stuck with the price of what we have spent already. It ensures customization, so let's just say some kids need thicker pages, we can do that. And it's a faster turnaround. So we're not waiting on a warehouse in Chicago to send us or print out the pallets and send them to us. And last but not least, it's environmentally friendly. So it cuts on the waste and on the emissions for that. Talking about flexibility again, this is very important because going back, the final cost of the consumables for the 8-year adoption, after attaining this adoption and doing some analysis, it was determined that that second line was not needed at all, that the digital portion was fine, meaning that not only did we save money, we essentially the adoption for 8 years cost $1,059, which is an amazing savings. Even if we had purchased this and we had received it, we would have still had to gone through the process of returning the items that we don't need, possibly getting hit with a restocking fee. We completely eliminated that by just printing all these items in-house. So we're really excited about what we're going to do in 2026. We have new upgrades coming. We have new state-of-the-art equipment that's going to be delivered beginning December. We're streamlining costs through competitive bidding. So we're getting more people involved and in a conversation of who would like to do business with us. The price of the equipment lease has been reduced from $5 million to $2.5 million, which is a 50% reduction. And we're getting faster, more efficient machines that have automation, tech improvements. So we're really excited how we can use all this to help PSUSD. Thank you.
Question?
Questions?
Just to verify, the reprinting license is included in the price of the adoption? We don't have to pay extra for that?
The ones that we have listed, I actually went through a couple. They've all been included. we are still kind of looking at the budget of what would happen if we had to pay. But at the same time, as you can see, even if we pay 10%, 5% of what printing would cost, it's still a huge savings from us having to go out and buy it. Mm-hmm.
It makes most sense that we print them here, even if the cost savings wasn't as great as this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Question? No?
I just have a comment. We go to the schools and we get to see the printed materials, the books in the kids' hands, and we get to see all the stories lined up, and it's all leveled work. It's just such a great gift and resource that you and all of the Repo group does. And we had the chance to take the tour, Dr. Funches, to their department. It was really informative and really, really helped us understand how the district operates from that perspective. Thank you so much, Celine.
Thank you, Celine.
Thank you, Celine.
Thank you. Next item is item 13, board members' comments. Do we have any comments from the board? Charlie? You start.
Yeah, sure. I'll start. So bear with me. I did quite a bit. So it's going to be a little bit. So I'll start out October 30th. I went to the Palm Springs High School football game as well. Palm Springs won 33-21 was the score. By the way, Palm Springs is 11-1 and also DEL champions. And so, like you said, they're going to the semifinals. So just wanted to mention that. October 31st, I went to Cathedral City High School homecoming football game as well. Unfortunately, Cathedral City lost 30-22 to Desert Hot Springs, but a really good game. It went down to the last second. Cathedral City was driving to score with about 20 seconds left. They got a turnover on downs, and so they ended up losing the game. But very good game and entertaining. The principals were very sad and excited after the game, as you can imagine. So November the 1st, I went to the Kiwi the Native American Learning Day and Market at Palm Springs High School. And it's always great to go to that event. Unfortunately, we had a couple events going on that day, so the turnout wasn't as much as we normally expect. But nevertheless, always great to see the different Native American things that they have to offer, the art, the different type of culture dances and different things that they have available there. That same day, I went to the Multicultural Equity Conference at the Convention Center in Palm Springs. Always a great event. Our students run a panel and have a panel of discussion, so it's always great to hear what our students are thinking. This year we had a keynote speaker, Miss Betts, and she's the Chief of Equity and Access at San Bernardino County. So she did a very good job, and one of the things that she talked about that I thought was amazing was she spoke a lot about community and about how it takes more than just one different approach or one group to support our students, and we all have to be a community and we all have to be supportive, and everybody has an important role that they play in building our students. And so next, I went on November the 9th, I went to the Pride Parade, walked in the Pride Parade with other board members as well. That event was exciting, but it was really hot. And so we walked quite a while, and I think it was maybe 200 entries into the parade. So we were standing out there for quite a while just waiting to walk, and it wasn't too favorable with the weather. Our Nellie and Kaufman Gay and Straight Alliance, we walk with them, and so it was always great to see the kids. They were really excited. There was a young gentleman who was walking around and working the crowd like crazy. He was all over screaming and yelling, and he had so much energy, and I wish he would have been able to give us some of his energy. And November the 11th, I also went to the Veterans Day Parade. We didn't participate in the Veterans Day Parade, but me and board member Espedi Cuerta was there. Always great to represent our veterans and be there to support that at Palm Springs. And November the 13th, I went with the other board member, Miss Jarrell, and also the superintendent. We went to 1PS and presented. 1PS happens to be a neighborhood organization in Palm Springs. I believe it's 53 or maybe more community organizations. And so they have monthly meetings where they discuss what's going on in the community in the city of Palm Springs. And so it was really great to be there. I used to be an alternate for my community there at the group. So it was good to see some of the old friends there at the meeting. And today, November 18th, I stopped by Painted Hills Middle School with Mr. Pendergraft and was able to walk around and see all of the students. And that was my first time being out there at the school. It was different because everything was kind of inside and it just felt a little loud. So, you know, usually when you're outside, it doesn't sound so loud, but when you're inside of a classroom or a place where kids are just running around yelling, it was really, really loud. So that concludes my comments. Thank you for the board members, student board members. The presentations are wonderful. You guys always do a great job, and thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, you've covered about everything. I just want to say thank you to our student board members for your great reports tonight. And also, I think we had two really good presentations tonight by Danielle on mental health and also from Celine on reprographics and what they do for our district. So I appreciate that. And I look forward to hearing the PAR report also further. I think that's next after we talk. So that's it.
Thank you.
Just real brief, Charlie was pretty thorough. Thank you to Sarah and Tracy. Very good presentations, very informative. We always learn a lot when you guys present to us. We appreciate it. A couple of things I just want to congratulate the district on. Their Diversity and Equity Conference was incredibly good. The keynote speaker was excellent. She drove home the point of community, as Board Member Irvin talked about. And, you know, I just walked away from that revitalized about the importance of the work we do here. And sometimes you got to recharge your batteries like that. So thank you for staff for putting that on. That was really, really good. I also got to participate or witness the superintendent's parent advisory council. I got to tell you, the presentations were excellent. And the parents seemed pretty well engaged in that meeting. So congratulations again to you guys for well done. And I want to congratulate the City of Desert Hot Springs for their very first homecoming parade, for the very first one. And I'm pretty familiar with Desert Hot Springs. It came out really well, and they're to be congratulated, and thanks for doing that. And Palm Springs High School homecoming parade is always a kick. Every time I participate that, I come home to my wife and say, "Yeah, I want to buy a Corvette." And she tells me, "You are nuts, dude." You know. So anyways, that was a lot of fun. And my regrets to Cathedral City High School. I was in LA that day. I thought I was going to get back in time. I was late, so I couldn't attend, but I'm sure it went off very well. So thank you all very much. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Sorry, there we go. The Equity Conference is our 4th annual, and I have to say each year it just gets better. Special gratitude to Dr. Antonia Hunt and her team and the student board members. The panel, we're starting to get to know them. And Caleb Alanis mentioned his past experiences in an interview with Marion Boucher, and he was nervous. However, once he was up there, he was just himself. And so we got to see the true colors and hear the words from the kids that were there on the stage. An amazing organization, and gosh, joining together in the convention center, all over the entire lobby, inside as well. I was with Special Education Zoom. I did a State of the District presentation to parents on the CPAC committee. I'm not sure the numbers of how many parents attended, but it was on Zoom, and I had about maybe 20 minutes to just give an overview of the district. And I also mentioned, and I tell my board members and other people, that we still should I think, promote our free tutoring services that are available. And so in the comments now, I am writing the free tutoring services number and who to contact at the district, because we know parents need to know. So we'll continue to do that. At the same time, that night was the Coachella Valley Dust Summit with Emmanuel Perez and UC Riverside. I had a chance to be on Zoom for the beginning of that. We were in the Pride Parade, some of us, but some of us could only make it to the breakfast. And the breakfast was before, and this for me was new, and meeting parents, having kids put on tattoos, be painted, get flags and dressed up with flags ready to go on the parade route was really a great way to start the morning. So if you cannot walk in the parade, I recommend going to the breakfast. On the 10th of November, I was out in Desert Hot Springs, and I really have it in my heart to go to the Marine Corps ceremonies or some of their special events at least once a year. This was special. This was big. The 250th anniversary of the Marine Corps. And so 102 cadets or more were out into the gymnasium with all of the fanfare, the cake, the cutting of the cake, honoring honoring Chief Warrant Officer Barbara Chauvenek for her 21 years of service. And for me, being with the Marine ROTC in DHS is just like a wonderful reunion. So I would encourage people to go and participate in some of their special events. It was amazing. Special thanks to Sergeant Johnny. He's our newest sergeant there. I'm not sure if it's Bradman or Chapman, but also Sergeant Terrence Simmons, who has been there for a while. We thank you for all that hard work. I did join the APAC Zoom on the 10th, and Charlie was there with me. And I did also put in our free tutoring ad in that chat as well. And then with our presentation to 1PS, the volunteers from, I think you said, the 53 neighborhoods, their official neighborhoods, and meeting with them at the Palm Springs Police Department was something different and new for us, to be able to meet residents, many of whom have no children in schools, asking how do we get involved, and listening to our greatest leader here talk about the wondrous things we're doing in our district. So this evening, I do want to also reach out and say a great gratitude and thank you to all of our staff, school custodians, bus drivers, office teams, food services, workers, teachers, administrators. And I give you this thanks because the break is coming up for you, for me, for many of us. And this is a time for you to refresh, rejuvenate, and recharge. And I just am excited that this is that time of year, and to wish you all a wonderful season of thanks, and be safe this upcoming holiday. Thank you.
Thank you, Claire. Madonna. And I will be very brief. First, I want to congratulate the student board members, Sarah and Tracy, for the great presentation and keeping us updated, not only from your high school, but from the whole from different school site. And this was the season of the homecoming parade. I was in the Cathedral City, and that is traditional home parade. Is good opportunity to have interaction with the community at Cathedral City and another cities around. And also I was in the Palm Springs Unified School District Annual Diversity Conference, and the board members say that included a student panel with a dialogue about equity and dynamic workshops, great keynote speakers. and student and lead exhibit, and a lot of resources in the lobby at the convention center. In November 9th, we were with the Palm Springs Parade, Pride Parade, and November 11th, the Veteran Day Parade. Seeing like the old parade, but we see specific in the Veteran Day Parade, it is possible to have more participation from the school. This is something formal. We can invite veterans from our school district and the honor their service. And also in November 12th, I stopped in the Cielo Vista Charter Elementary, the STEAM night. And that one was activities that the students had with their parents related to STEAM, robotic, and different activities. And in the same day, I stopped in the. I like to be the most I can in the DLAC meetings, because I know how important is the English Learner Committee, and that was the meeting where they elect the president, vice president, and secretary, and seeing the bio from all members that run for those positions is impressive. They have all members of the committee have long participation history. And with that, I end my comments. Thank you. And we move to next item, the item 14, student board member comments. And do we have any comment from the student members?
Yeah, I'll go first. So I would say I'm pretty busy for my school. Something I just wanted to note is that I really appreciate you guys being there for so many of our events. Like for the Veterans Day Parade, I was walking with the banner, and I was just really happy to see you guys at the parade. Same thing with the homecoming parade. I was really glad with your support there as well. I'm glad you enjoy the Corvettes. That's all thanks to the Corvette Club. And other than that, yeah, just the support is really great. I've seen you around on our campus when I've been walking to class. I just, it's good that I get to see you guys really often, and just outside of this space that we have here, it's good to see you guys outside and just having, knowing that you guys have our backs as well. It's good to know that as well, just in general. And besides that, yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
So, continuing on to what Tracy said, I want to once again express all my gratitude to all of you for participating in our first homecoming parade. It was a super big event. Sorry for my voice. It's a long weekend. It was a super big event, and it was just very heartwarming to see all of your support and our community coming together. There was a lot more people than I expected. It was packed on those streets. So as somebody who did a major part in planning the parade, it's very heartwarming to see all the hard work come together. And then moving on to our CATA convention that I mentioned in my presentation, which actually was yesterday, which is why my voice is like this. Our USB visited Disneyland, and we spent the day at Disneyland, and then the day after, they have a convention in the Disney Hotel where all the ASBs, USBs from California are able to go through workshops and learn new things. And there was a speaker there who said some really good points, which kind of ties into us all being here. It made me look at my class like I'm so grateful for them. I'm so proud of them, and I'm extremely grateful to you all for giving us students the ability to do that. to giving me the ability to lead that class and feel so accomplished when we go and do activities like that, because we all work really hard, and I'm so glad that you all see our efforts. And then moving to what I've previously mentioned a couple meetings ago, where I go to our sitting meetings now every Thursday. It's the Future Leaders Program. Tomorrow is actually my last meeting, and we are doing our the students are running the city meeting, and everything I learn here, I apply over there. So it's an amazing resource to be here, and all the things I learn at school, to be a step ahead of everyone and already know exactly what they're talking about and seeing how hard our city and our district works. It's amazing with all the things that you guys do, as well as our city, for our students, our youth, and really pushing to connect the youth and the elderly as well, so that we keep those traditions going on. But yeah, thank you so much for all that you do.
Thank you, Sarah and Tracy. And next item is item 15, Superintendent Report.
Thank you, Board President. If you can just cue that up for me quickly. And while that's coming up, I wanted to say and just remind our two scholars over there, Sarah and Tracy, you are definitely difference makers and future leaders. So every time you're here, I want to remind you of that. So I'm very proud of you, and I thank you for your example. I also want to thank our presenters tonight, Ms. Danielle Esquivel, Ms. Celine Amala Tirado, and coming up, Dr. Teresa Haga as well. Thank you for your timely and thoughtful and excellent presentations. Much appreciated. As we continue as a district to focus on what excellence is for us, I want to make sure I was able to highlight a few leaders this week as I round out a few things that I was able to do with our board and some of you in the room. Next slide, please. And the first one is a leader that we all know and love and near and dear to our hearts. That's Dr. Amber Gascon. And she was awarded the Innovative Leadership Award from the California Expanded Learning Committee, if you will. Her leadership speaks to being very selfless, and I bet she's somewhere right now at a school site, if you think about it, or if you know some of the things that she does. And I just wanted to point out that she has displayed district leadership excellence, and that's why she was awarded that, and I'm very grateful. Next slide, please. Also wanted to take time to point out Dr. Julio Amir as well. He was awarded the Angel Light Academy honoree, and that's his lovely wife there. And that award is based on being very service-oriented rather, and looking out for other people and doing what's in the best interest of community. And I term that tonight service excellence, and I want to thank Dr. Amir. Next slide, please. Also want to point out one of our own excellent hire, by the way, our 2025 AXA Continuation Educational Options Administrator of the Year, Dr. Jose Ramirez. He's now our classified director. That is state leadership excellence. Not everyone gets that. If you know anything about AXA, you're up against a lot of highly talented people, and I want to thank Dr. Ramirez for his leadership in looking out for our classified workforce, but before he came here, making sure that young people who sometimes have been discounted had the best possible chance of being successful. Dr. Ramirez, next slide, please. And I had an opportunity as well to be out in the warm, hot air, the Pride Parade. That's one of my pictures right there with, no, I wasn't with the board right there, but I was with my wife, Celeste. And I wanted to point out just our scholars and our staff who are committed to making sure that our young people, whether you're gay, straight, or whatever you are affiliated with or associated with, you felt valued, seen, heard, and we were out there supporting that effort. And hats off to our scholars that were there. Hats off to our staff. Hats off to our board that was able to attend the breakfast and the parade. Job well done. That's what I call pride excellence, right? And then last slide. our fourth annual Multicultural Equity and Education Conference, which you've heard about. One thing that I wanted to point out here is that our scholars that you see there with the mics in their hands and on that panel, they stood out to us. And they stood out because they used their voices to speak up not only for themselves, but for others that are in our systems. Thank you. Speak up for others that are in our system and that are in need of our support and our advocacy. So hats off to them and hats off to our Ed Services team that put that on. And as I round out my comments today and as we get prepared for the holidays, I did want to make a statement that I think we all need to hear. When you see someone doing well and you see someone doing excellent things, don't just think about it being excellent. Make sure that you tell them. Make sure that you tell them that you appreciate the work that they do. Make sure that you state their name and you say what it is that you appreciate about them. Research shows that when someone hears their name followed by something positive about what they're doing, it does something very special to the heart and the mind. And that's what we need more of in this world. Thank you very much.
Thank you, man. Thank you, Marcos. We move to item 16, board action items. Item 16A, approval of the final induction and peer report for 2024-2025 OE 4.4. Mr. Hill?
All right, thank you, Board President. I'd like to welcome and bring Dr. Haga, Director of Certificated Human Resources. It's a long title. Let me finish the title. Recruitment, Retention, Leadership Development to the microphone. She's going to provide the annual PAR report for the board's consideration for approval. And so we'll turn it over to Dr. Haga.
Good evening. We're going to go ahead and get started with really the team that does the work for our new teacher induction program and to support our teachers that are in PAR. And those are our reflective coaches, and they are a very dedicated team of teachers who come from our district. They've been with our district for at least 3 years. They're exceptional teachers in the classroom, and they go through an interview process with the PAR Council, and then a member from the district and from PSTA actually go out and do classroom observations for the final selection of those teachers. And this year's team, they're in the back row, we have 6 reflective coaches: Aaron Graham, Norma Flores, Holly Reed, Nicole Chavez, Angelina Palmer, and Nicole Staskell. And underneath their names are sort of their backgrounds and specialties, and those are typically the group of teachers that they support, but they will also support other teachers at different grade levels, and our special education teachers will also support general education teachers as well. And our reflective coaches, we work with our COE's Center for Teacher Innovation, and they have, I guess, the program for the induction process. And these 6 standards are what our reflective coaches use to guide their work with our new teachers through the induction program. And so each week they focus on a different one of these standards, and they share best practices with each other of how it's working on a daily basis with the induction candidates that they're supporting. As I mentioned, we work with, partner with Riverside County Office of Education Center for Teacher Innovation, and the purpose is to help our teachers that have a preliminary credential go through the process of clearing their credential during the first 2 years and helping them to build capacity, which then will build teacher retention in the future. And what they focus on are reflective practices. They want to make sure that the teachers are looking at what's working in their classroom, what's not working, and how they can support them in continued growth. It's a 2-year program, and they focus on cycles of inquiry and the California standards for the teacher profession. At the end of the year, we have a great celebration for all of the teachers who've completed their first and second year of induction. And throughout the year, our reflective coaches are supporting the teachers with a minimum of 3 classroom observations that are non-evaluative, but really it's just an opportunity to provide feedback and to help them continue to grow. The reflective coaches meet on a weekly basis with each of their candidates
at a specific set time, but then they're also available whenever needed in terms of phone calls, emails, text messages, and they're that kind of what I need support on the go. These are some of the different areas that our reflective coaches provide guidance and support to our teachers that are in the induction program. And they also provide professional development workshops. They provide 7 workshops throughout the year. And our special education reflective coaches provide 7 IEP writing workshops to help support with changes in the law, how to write an IEP, and how to hold IEPs and help staff implement those IEPs. They are also partnering with the special education department and educational services to make sure that they're current with all of the district initiatives and that they're helping support their candidates in the classroom with these practices. So this chart here shows you 3 years, the current year is on the top, of how many candidates we have that are being supported by our reflective coaches. So we have a total of 128 teachers that are currently being supported through by our reflective coaches. Not all of them are part of the induction process. If we're focusing just on new teacher induction, this year we have 97 new teachers that are being supported by our reflective coaches. 51 of those are in their first year of the induction program and 46 are in the second year. It's pretty much evenly split between multiple subject and single subject, and we have 12 candidates that are in special education. Our reflective coaches also work with 20 interns, 11 of whom are credentials or getting their credentials in special education, and 9 are general education teachers. We have 8 teachers who are participating in the STEP program, which we'll talk about in just a minute. We have 1 teacher on an emergency credential, and we have 2 certificated staff who are participating in the PAR program this year. So first of all, STEP is a voluntary program that our fully credentialed teachers can participate in, and possibly they received partially meets on their most recent evaluation, and so they want to continue to grow and improve. So they reach out to have a reflective coach meet with them on a weekly basis. Other teachers, maybe they've been teaching for a really long time and curriculum's changed, instruction has changed, our students have changed, and so they want some additional support. And so it's an optional program. They can join the program at any time and leave the program whenever they would like. And again, our reflective coaches meet with them on a weekly basis to provide them whatever support they're asking for. The PAR program stands for Peer Assistance and Review, and this is a mandatory program for any teacher whose scores does not meet standard on their last evaluation. And so the goal is to help build their capacity to help address those areas where they need to have improvement. And again, our coaches will meet with the candidates on a weekly basis to help them with whatever areas they need to. And then on a monthly basis, they will meet with the PAR Council. And the PAR Council is composed of 3 members from the district and 4 members from PSTA. And what we do is we look at the progress that the person participating in PAR has made based on what their goals are. And over the past 3 years, in 23-24, we had 1 person who was participating in PAR. 24-25, there were 2 people participating in the first year of the PAR program, and this year we have 1 person who is participating in their first year of PAR and 1 person who is in their second year of the PAR program. The PAR program is a 2-year program. Circling back to the main work that our reflective coaches do is the induction program for our new teachers. And CTI has 212 different agencies that are participating in the induction program. And so at the end of the year, they give a survey to all of the candidates who are participating just to see what they thought of the year. And so the first question that they asked is, how well matched are you? Oh, excuse me. First question is, do you spend enough time with your coach? Is that weekly meeting enough? And 100% of our candidates last year said that they were meeting on a weekly basis with their coaches, and 82% of them said that that was an adequate amount of time. And that's compared to program-wide, where only 69% of their candidates said that that was an adequate amount of time. So again, relationships is really important in order for our new teachers to continue to grow. And we had 86% of our candidates who said that they felt they were very well matched with their induction coaches. Again, we try to match our candidates with a coach who taught in the same grade span or area in which they did. We were looking at the cycles of inquiry. There's 4 cycles of inquiry that our teachers selected throughout the year. Again, it's a reflective process that they go through with their coaches. And the data shows that the teachers did feel that the induction program and the cycles of inquiry did have a positive impact on their classroom teaching practices. Again, this was a 4-point scale, and with 4 having a strong impact. And you can see that all of our data there is above a 3, which is a moderate to strong impact on all of their areas of teaching. The cycles of inquiry, here our data shows that those reflective cycles did have a help them to expand and improve in their professional skills in several different areas. And again, the different cycles are teacher selected, and they can select from any of the areas which were on one of the previous slides. And this photo here is from a recent workshop that our coaches provided to our teachers, and this one was on different classroom management strategies. And so here's some quotes from the end of the year survey to sort of highlight how the candidates feel about the induction program, and I've gone through and just highlighted a few key phrases from each of those. Those weekly meetings are a nice time for them to mentally debrief. They genuinely feel heard, supported, and challenged. They appreciate the resources that their coaches give them to help work on diversity and meet the needs of all of their students in their classrooms, helps them to grow both personally and professionally, and also helps them to navigate workplace culture and expectations, because schools are different than the business world. Some final comments. They've never felt they always felt supported and never alone. The work that they were doing, the suggestions were tailored to the teaching style of the individual teachers and helped them to engage their students in lessons. And again, the whole purpose is to help them clarify their thinking and move forward with more confidence. As I mentioned earlier, that helps with teacher retention, and I know in a future board meeting, Mr. Hill's going to be presenting on OE4, which relates to teacher retention, and he'll be able to show how our induction program helps to build strong teachers and help them to stay in the district. Thank you. Are there any questions?
Thank you. Any comments? Question?
I just got a quick question. Can you go back to slide 7?
I'm not sure which one's 7, so you'll have to stop me when I get there.
Okay. Right there. Can you
This
go
one?
back? So, I've noticed that the total numbers have kind of went down a little bit. Do you know what that is attributed to?
Well, as you know, our district is in declining enrollment, and so that means as we're declining in enrollment, we hire fewer teachers, and that's really what that's attributed to.
Okay. All right. This is my question.
No more questions? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
I also want to thank again, Dr. Haga, but also the reflective coaches, as pointed out in the presentation. They're there to sort of fill up the cup of all the people they serve, and sometimes their cup doesn't get filled up, but I just want them to know they're valued, appreciated, and we do recognize all the work that you guys provide to our teachers, so thank you.
Thank you. Okay, can I get a motion to approve item 16A?
Move for approval.
Second.
Any questions? No? Please vote all in favor.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item 16B, approval of certificated and classified employees transaction. Can I get a motion to approve 16B?
So moved.
Second.
Any question? Please vote. All in favor?
Aye.
I abstain.
Abstain.
Motion pass and abstain from. Item 16C, approval of the 2025-2026 school plan for student achievement, SPSA, OE 10.5 and 10.7. Can I get a motion to approve 16C?
Move for approval?
Second.
Second. Any question? Please vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Item 16D, approval of amendment number 1 to Frontier Communication E-Rate Y Area Network 1 Services Agreement for RFP number 23-01 to exercise the first 1-year contract extension and authorize future second extension, OE 6.3. Can I get a motion to approve 16D?
I'll move it.
Second.
Any question? Please vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Item 16E, approval of modification 1 and 2 to PSUSD income agreement number IN 000222 RCOE agreement number C1 009693 with the Riverside County Superintendent of Schools for participation in the 2024-2025 Head Start Early Head Start Sub-Award Agreement, OE 10.8. Can I get a motion to approve item 16E?
Move for approval?
Second.
Any question? No. Please vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Item 16F, approval of rejection as claim number 2025-2026-06 AA versus PSUSD 663247 OE 7. Can I get a motion to approve item 16F?
Move for approval?
Any second? Any question? No. Please vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Item 16G, approval of rejection as claim number 2025-2026-05 Trevor Crosby versus PSUSD 662894 OE7. Can I get a motion to approve 16G?
Move for approval.
Second.
Any question? Please vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Item 16H, approval of compromise and release agreement number 25/26-OA between parent and district dated October 14, 2025, OE 6.1. Can I get a motion to approve item 16H?
Move for approval?
Second.
Any question? Please vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. The following item will be approved in one vote. Would anyone like to pull the item for discussion or review? No? Okay, can I get a motion to approve item 16I to 16K?
Move for approval?
Second.
Any question? Please vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Item 17 is the superintendent consent item, and we're voting one vote also. Superintendent consents item from 17A to 17G. Would anyone like to put an item for discussion or review? No? Okay. Can I get a motion to approve?
You want something?
Yeah. There was one item on here for the, I guess we're redoing the boys' locker in the athletic out in Desert Hot Springs High School. I forgot
Is-
where it's, is it the very
is-
first one?
$10,000 or more? Yeah.
It's the architectural agreement and modernization. It's the very first one for almost $1 million. Is it possible that at some point you can just tell us what exactly is going to be redone out there? Would that be after the architect goes in and makes his, I guess, recommendations to us?
Yes, if you remember, it was part of the study session in June,
Right,
where we were
right.
talking about the training and athletic room being so small,
Right.
that we were looking for some extra space in there. So yeah, we're just looking at design right now, and
Okay.
yeah, once we get the design and maybe a couple different ideas, we'll bring it back at probably a study session or some point to you to kind of help us decide on what if it's a priority and what we want to do with it.
Okay, are we also kind of looking at like all new equipment, and would the architect help us with that, or is that another process?
I think that depends on which way they think we should go. So either we either we expand the training room into the weight room and find a different place for the weight room, in which case, yes, we probably would go for all new equipment and whatnot. There's also consideration of moving the weight room to the wrestling room and then the wrestling room somewhere else. So there's several different options, including a couple restrooms as well for the baseball field and the softball fields because of the distance they have to walk for the restroom. So it extends beyond just the training room. It's the whole athletic system there that we're trying to upgrade to the point where it's similar to the other schools.
I think it's an important project, so I just was wondering when we could actually look at some renderings and what's going to actually be done out there, so it's comparable to other schools.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. We don't have to pull any item out. Just more information in the future. Okay. Can I get a motion to approve superintendent consent item from 17A to 17G?
Second.
Okay, no more question. Please vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Thank you. Item 18, information. We don't have any information this night. Item 19, suggestion for future agendas. Do any board member have suggestion for future agendas? No? Okay. Item 20, setting. Huh?
It's just the Desert Hot Springs.
Yeah,
That
just
we were just
yeah,
talking about.
right.
Okay.
That.
And the parent center, you mentioned that.
More information, the update from the parent center.
Yeah, at the study session, we'll
Study session, that's
yeah,
coming.
we'll be talking about the well, not just the parent engagement center, but the entire Farrell building
Yes.
and the upgrades that we're going to be doing on that. That's further. I mean, that's already in motion. To start upgrading that, we've been talking about that for quite a bit longer. So, and we did have discussions with the Family Engagement Center, and they feel like the Farrell building is quite adequate, and they like the upgrades that we're going to do. They would like for us to really focus on Desert Hot Springs side for the parent engagement, and we've already begun to focus on that by getting a couple larger buildings up there, moving them to a better area that's more conducive for events, and yeah, I guess out of the sun, more onto campus, so they'll be more involved there, and it's just going to be in a better spot and look a lot better. So we're putting most of our efforts in the Family Engagement Center, into the Farrell building, and then also into enlarging the participation up at DHS.
On what date will we be seeing that or discussing that?
December 9th, this next meeting, we have a study session on facilities, yeah. In fact, I'd like for the board to, I know you had a very long Friday communication, but there is a survey link in there that we would like for you to do as kind of a homework assignment prior to Friday if you can, so we can kind of have our priorities listed in order. We've asked you to rank the priorities of the projects in there, so it's under the business section. It says survey link, so it would really help us as we move into that to move our discussion along as to what the priorities are going to be, not only for the bond money, but for also other capital funds that we have.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, and item 20, setting the next board meeting, regular board meeting. A regular board meeting will be held on December 9, 2025 at 6 p.m. Item 21, the brief. Any debrief? No. Closing.
You'll just miss each other. We'll be there Monday, Tuesday, and you guys get there Tuesday night. Madonna will see us, yeah.
Okay. Okay, no more debriefs. Item 22, adjournment. Can I get a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Move for approval.
Second.
Please vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion. Thank you.